Hey guys, what's going on? Sam from 845 Sportscards, New York's Hudson Valley. And today we're going to talk about an interview that I had with an area manager at GameStop. Now, the area manager there did not want to be interviewed on camera, but I did speak to him for a good amount of time, and he told me a lot of information about how the grading process through PSA works when you submit through GameStop. He's an area manager at GameStop. He's been involved in a lot of negotiations for the initial signing of the contract. He's been privy to, conference calls and meetings, and he's very aware of how things started, how things are going. He said himself, I'll just report what he said. It's hearsay, take it for face value, but he said that he personally has overseen thousands of PSA submissions through GameStop. I personally submitted through GameStop. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you a 6-card PSA order that I submitted through GameStop, and I got back in 40 business days, which is an incredible turnaround time. And I was only charged about $21 a card. So that's an incredibly good price, an incredibly good turnaround time. The only question I would have would be the grading results, but I'll show you those grading results at the end of this video. Now, one thing that it was interesting when I was talking to him, he said that when you submit a card through GameStop, they collect all those cards, they separate sports from TCG. Now, I said the vast majority were TCG cards, but they do collect sports. They collect the cards separately into 2 separate baskets. If they receive more than 20 cards for submission that day, same day, FedEx Express will come to the store, pick up the cards to deliver it to PSA for grading. FedEx Express. If you submit cards yourself, you have to pay for shipping to get out to PSA and pay for return shipping. You submit through GameStop, you pay $10 round trip shipping, unless you're a the annual fee at the GameStop Pro account, $25 a year, they give you $5 off that. So it ends up being $5 round trip shipping to and from PSA. So he said if we get 20 cards in a submission, same day FedEx Express will come deliver to PSA. Other than that, if they get trickles here and there, 1 or 2 cards, every Monday, no matter what, they send the order out to PSA via FedEx Express. He said that GameStop within PSA has its own departments for the order prep and the research and ID phases. Now, if you've ever submitted through PSA, you know that the research and ID phase, your card could be stuck there for 6 weeks. You have to understand one thing, that PSA has an estimated annual revenue, $75 million. They're small potatoes compared to GameStop. GameStop's annual revenue is $3.8 billion. They're numerous times bigger than PSA. GameStop is a monster conglomerate. So GameStop has a deal with PSA, and they say, any cards we submit to you, we're going to go through our own people, our own department for research ID, order prep. At that point, the cards do get graded by PSA vetted graders. One thing that the rep said to me at GameStop is that there's different levels of graders within PSA. We all suspect that, but this is what he told me based on what he knows when dealing with PSA. He said that an entry-level grader would be in charge of grading like TCG cards, Pokemon cards, because basically the backs are all the same. There's less nuance in the cards. There's less variety. So the paper stock is thinner. There's a lot less going on with TCG cards for grading. So the entry-level graders get assigned to grade TCG cards. These graders then, they get assessed, and there's oversight by more experienced graders. And if they prove that they can be accurate and consistent over time, those graders might get promoted to grade sports cards, promoted to grade high value cards, and even promoted to grade vintage cards, because the high grade cards, vintage cards, those cards, and you would hope to be true, they're graded by very experienced, specialized graders. They don't let the new guys grade those. So that's important to know, but there's different levels of graders. But what I want to say is that when you look at the big picture, because They have their own research department because they guarantee turnaround times. GameStop said to PSA, when our customers deliver you PSA cards, we want guaranteed turnaround times. We don't want lags, delays. So GameStop gets preference for that intake process. That's why they have their own separate department. I received this order back that I'm going to show you today, 40 business day turnaround. Oftentimes, 40 business days. Oftentimes, you submit cards yourself, you get either the 45 business day estimate or a 65-day estimated turnaround. But in reality, it can go 70, 80, 90 business days. There's no telling, there's no guarantee. It's because the GameStop orders get pushed to the front of the line because the mega corporation GameStop demanded from PSA that you look at our customers' cards first. So if you can be rest assured that if you submit through the regular base level, that through GameStop is going to be quicker turnaround time than you would otherwise get graded. And then it comes down to price. GameStop right now, $21.99 for a sports card. $18.99 for TCG cards, but let's talk about sports cards. $21.99 for a sports card with no minimum. To achieve the $21.99 price through PSA directly, you have to have a $20 card minimum, and you have to be a Collectors Club member, which is $149 a year. So it ends up being a lot more expensive. If you're not a Collector Club member in PSA, or you don't have a 20 card minimum, the cheapest option through PSA directly is $27.99 a card. So $6 per card makes a big difference, especially when you're sending a big bulk order in. So right now, GameStop is $21.99 a card, no minimum, and you're only paying $5 total shipping round trip to PSA. If you're a GameStop Pro account member, which is $25 a year. So all things being equal, if I send an order out from my house through PSA, I got to ship it to PSA, $20, $30, and I got to pay for return shipping, it's only $30, $40. They use the expedite services. So right away, I'm paying more per card through PSA directly, and I got to pay for all that shipping. Submitting through GameStop, you're paying minimal shipping, $5 to $10 total. You're getting better turnaround times and better grading fee per card. Then the question becomes, well, who's grading it? According to the Area Manager GameStop, it's the same graders. The research and ID people are GameStop specific. The order prep people are GameStop specific. At that point, those cards are moved to the graders, who are all the same for everybody. The GameStop submissions just go to the front of the line. So you end up getting the same graders. And I'm going to flip the camera around. We're going to show you the grade reveal, the 6 cards that I submitted. And you'll see that the grades are, I feel, very fair. I don't feel like I got slighted. I don't feel like the cards were graded by someone that didn't understand what they were looking at. I sent a couple vintage cards in, I sent a couple ultra modern cards in. I feel like I got fair grades. So if I'm going to receive fair, consistent, accurate grading, I could save $6 a card and get better turnaround times. In my mind, it's a no-brainer. Any PSA submission I'm going to send out is going to be through GameStop going forward. So let me flip the camera around. I'm going to show you the cards that I received from GameStop. 40 business day turnaround, about $21 a card net. Price has gone up a little bit, but that's what it was for me back in August of 2025. $21 a card. Let me flip the camera around. I'm going to show you my grade reveal, and we'll see if I was able to make profit in going raw to grade for profit. So hold on a second, flip the camera around. Be right back. All right, so we got our 6 card return here from PSA, submitted through GameStop. Go through the cards one at a time. So some of these cards here, 3 of the cards were from a value box find that I went through at a LCS. Most recently posted that video talking about the cards that I pulled from the value box. I was trying to see if I can profit by pulling the cards in the value box, grading them, flipping them for profit. That was the game. So at the end, I'll show you a spreadsheet of all the cards, where they came from, what it cost to grade, and how much profit I made off of each card. So you'll recognize some of these cards from a prior video. If not, I'll link to it. And some of these cards I just pack pulled from at other times, and those are probably on the channel somewhere or other, but I don't remember exactly where. But you'll see 2025 Topps Chrome. There's a couple cards in there that I cherry picked, And this first card up right here is from the value box order. It's a 1972 Billy Martin. Where you can see he's given a very colorful gesture with his left hand. Billy Martin used to be a Yankee, but here he is, 1972 on the Tigers. Manager card. That was a pretty nice card. I put $10 for this card, and PSA gave it a near mint 7. Pretty nice for a 1970s card. A collector's grade would be a 7. 80s card would be an 8. 60s card would be a 6. So a 7 and 72. It's a very nice card. I'm probably going to keep this in my PC because that's a very nice card. Next card up. 1970 Topps Raleigh Fingers. Second year Raleigh Fingers. It looked pretty sharp. One of them had a smudge in the back, I think. You see a little smudge there. Not the end of the world, but 1970s card. 1970 to be specific. Pretty well centered. Maybe a little off left to right, but otherwise pretty clean. PSA thought. A 6. Okay, I mean, I see it. The off center, probably the biggest culprit. A little touch in the corner there. A little print defect there. But PSA 6, the second year Raleigh Fingers. Very nice. There was 2 Raleigh Fingers in that value box. So I took them both. I thought they were both pretty clean. There was actually a third. It didn't look very good. But I took the 2 better ones. $10 a piece. Thought it was a good deal. 70 Raleigh Fingers. See if it got better than a 6 on this one. An 8. Near mint 8. My second year Raleigh Fingers from 1970. That's a big card. That's a big hit right there. PSA 8 in the 1970s Hall of Famer, second year. That is real nice. Real nice. And then we get to the modern cards. Ultramodern to be specific. Here's a 2025 Topps Chrome Jacob Wilson Sepia refractor. Sepia. So chances are he's not going to win the Rookie of the Year, even though that's what I thought when I sent this card in for grading, but evaluated it, looked really sharp. Centering, corners, edges, surface. I looked at a 10x loop, very bright light. These chrome cards could have dimples and there could be print lines, but only the cards I sent in looked like they were candidates for 10s. And my thesis is that if you send in good cards, you get good grades. My thesis is that PSA grades fairly and consistently. I have not been proven wrong, so we'll see if we can keep the party going here. Jacob Wilson Sepia, Topps Chrome. Mint 9. All right, well, mint 9 is mint. The card's mint. Can't argue with that. Card is mint. Why is it not a 10? Not sure, but I'm not going to belabor the point too much. Let's take a look at the other cards. Next card up. Matt Shaw. Matt Shaw rookie card. 2025 Topps Chrome. The Ray Wave low pop card, to be sure. It's a rookie card, and he's starting third baseman for the Cubbies. They didn't go very far in the playoffs, but he looks to be a fixture on the Cubs at third base. And there's his rookie card, parallel, Ray Wave. See what we got? Gem Mint 10. All right. Gem Mint 10. Matt Shaw rookie, Ray Wave. Topps Chrome. Beautiful. Last card is 6. Shohei. Every Shohei is a good Shohei. We got here the Topps Chrome, the 1990 throwback. These were all refractors. There was no base 1990s, but this is the 1990 throwback. Shohei Ohtani, Dodger uniform, the blue color match, and just a base refractor. 1990, beautiful card. Anything Shohei is hot right around now. And we got a Gem Mint 10, another big card. That's a nice, nice hit. I remember last year I graded the 1989 throwback from 2024 Topps Chrome, got a 10. Very pleased about that, and that card sold really well. So this is 25 Topps Chrome Shohei Ohtani, got a PSA 10. Outstanding. So I think all said, this was a very, very good order for me. In no particular order, I think, obviously the 10s are head and shoulders above anybody else, but I think these cards are graded pretty fairly. I got, out of the Ultramodern cards, I got 2 10s and a 9. In the vintage card, I got a 6, a 7, and an 8. I don't think that's bad. I think that's very good. And if I'm going to be able to submit through PSA through GameStop and I could save a lot of money, it ends up creating more profit because my costs have been reduced. If the grades are the same, the graders are the same, but the turnaround's quicker and the price is cheaper, it's a no-brainer sending cards through GameStop to get my PSA submissions in. So I'm going to now bring the camera to my laptop to show you the breakdown, the spreadsheet of the profit loss statement of all 6 of these cards. So hang on one second here. All right, so right here I set up a spreadsheet breaking down the year, the set, the player, any variation, the grader received, my purchase price, grading fee, what it's valued at now that it is graded, and then you see the profit or loss here. So first card up, we'll talk about the Raleigh Fingers in a 6. The value box find, it cost me $10 to buy the card. Ended up being $21 to grade the card. Now this is a big deal. If you're paying $30 to grade a card or $45 to grade a card, depending on the submission speed, it's going to eat up your total profit margin. But being that I got a good price on it, $10 raw, $21 to grade, the PSA 6 is worth about $35. So I turn a profit of $5. Not a huge win, but the game is not to lose money. And then you make your profit on the big hits. So that was the 6, came back a little lower than I expected, but we also got an 8. PSA 8 Raleigh Fingers, PSA 8, same price. I bought it for $10 from the value box, $21 to grade, but now the value of that card, $100. I should be able to sell that card for $100, which would net me a profit of $70 on that one card. So the first one I made 5, the second one I made 70. Huge, huge improvement. That's fantastic, and that's exactly why you fish those dollar boxes, those value boxes, and you consider raw to grade as long as you can keep your grading fees low and you get good prices. And you have a good eye for grading, corners, centering, edges, surface. You can make some nice profit doing raw to flip, raw to grade and flip. The Billy Martin in a 7, the old Bronx Salute, Billy Martin, worth about $40. Profit of $10, but personally, that's a sweet card. I think I'm going to PC this card because I like it. There was also in the value box video I showed you, there was a 2024 Bowman Sterling Harry Ford. He had the Jesus Loves You inscription on his autograph. I bought it for 10. I flipped it on eBay immediately for 20. No brainer. He did get caught up with the majors at the end of 2025 season, but I flipped it just right away. Good title, good photograph. I doubled my money on that for a profit of $10. So that total value box experiment, I bought 4 cards from a value box, spent $40, graded them, and I was able to profit almost $100, $94 profit off that value box experiment. But now let's move on to the modern cards. Jacob Wilson, Sepia, got a 9, a little disappointing, but because my grading fees remain pretty low, the card's worth about $35, a nice profit of $15 when I sell it. Pretty nice. Timing of the market's going to matter, but right now they're going for about 35, so I would profit about 15. Matt Shaw, this is an interesting card. It's a Ray Wave. None of these have ever sold, but the regular refractor of this card has sold. It sold for $80. So being that I pulled it out of a pack, paid $21 to grade it through GameStop, it's worth $80. That's a profit of $60 when the card does sell. And there's no telling which, because I'm not saying it's a pop one, but none of these have ever sold. So if you're first to market, oftentimes you get a better price. And talking about better prices, we got an Ohtani. Timing is right. Ohtani's hot. Anything Shohei is hot. So got a PSA 10 there. Most recent sale of this card was $125. Pack pulled, $21 to grade. Last sale was $125. I'm certain I can achieve that or very close to that. That would give me a profit of $105. So this entire PSA order, the entire order, 6 cards, the Harry Ford I just sold raw, but the entire PSA order, these 6 cards through GameStop, I kept the grading fee low, $21 per card, because I only paid $5 shipping total, and I got a good price on the grading fee, no minimum. And the value of these cards increased by so much through grading that I was able to profit altogether in this PSA order $272. That is an astounding return. That's phenomenal. So I'm not saying it's easy. I literally spent, I don't know, 2 hours going through these value boxes, looking for cards, assessing them for value. I obviously had to send the cards into PSA. I had to wait for turnaround time. It took about 40 days. But I was able to get these 6 cards graded, 4 cards in the value box, 3 cards pulled from packs. And altogether in this video, I was able to profit $272. So in closing, GameStop is a phenomenal way to grade because you save on grading fees, you save on shipping fees, you're getting better turnaround time. And based on my conversation with the area manager at GameStop, the graders are all the same. So why would you spend more money? Why wouldn't you take advantage of the retail outlets at GameStop? The only caveat I would say is find a GameStop where the manager has knowledge of grading. You don't want some young pimply-faced kid taking your cards in, damaging them or mistreating them. Find the store that they do grade a lot. A lot of people do come through for the grading, even if it's just TCG. They understand the process. They'll take care of the cards, and you get good results. And if you're saving money, now if I had to pay more per card, this profit would have come down. If I had to pay more for shipping, so I paid $21 a card, $123 total for the 6 cards. If it was $30 a card, this would go down by $60, and so on and so forth. And let's say I didn't get lucky with the Ohtani and 10 that popped. Not only did it pop a 10, the card's gone up in value from the time I sent it in. The Raleigh Fingers got a great grade. The Matt Shaw, not a lot of sales. It's rare. So there is certainly some luck in this, but of course there's obviously some skill. Knowing what you're looking at, knowing what you're sending in through the right channels, you can get great results. So thank you guys for watching. 845 Sports Cards, New York's Hudson Valley. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to leave you guys with Billy Martin, the old Bronx salute. Thanks guys for watching. See you next time.